10 tips for improving your results as a small business owner. Hi Francisco, I want to see your new place.
Hi, Professor, welcome. My office furniture hasn't arrived yet.
Once, I met an entrepreneur. He rented a new school building. The building was empty. Even the student desks had not arrived yet. While he was showing his friends this one empty building, he said he would one day build a university.
He must be a brave man.
Yes, he is. I appreciate the effort you put into your business. But you still need to concern yourself with the results. If you want to improve the results your business gets, you have to focus on the right tasks and constantly make realistic improvements.
Let's go to the conference room, Professor. Friends are waiting in conference room.
Here are some tips from members of the small business community to help you get better results going forward. You can't hope to accomplish all of your business goals in a single day. Instead, you need to work on continually improving your processes and your results. Tip 1. Strive for continuous improvement. Many companies have the common problem of sticking to outdated processes simply because they don't want to pause their current operations in order to potentially improve them.
If you're in charge of leading a company and driving its development forward, you should take the time to evaluate your current practices and figure out if you're really striving for continuous improvement as much as you could be.
More is not always better. It's common to see small companies go through a period of explosive growth because they've hit a temporary lucky trend that brings a lot of attention their way. However, if the company is not adequately equipped to handle the growth in the long term, this can quickly lead to disaster, especially in more competitive business fields.
On the other hand, failing to seize the opportunity to expand into a lucrative new area can sometimes cost you your entire business in the long run. So you have to find a good middle ground between the two extremes. Good leaders should always be aware of their respective industries and their dynamics, even when the information you're learning doesn't directly impact the work you're doing right now. With time, you'll start noticing certain trends in your field, and you'll know what to expect from specific developments that previously seemed like a black box to you. And with that, you'll always know what to do to help your company grow even further and see even more improvements.
Francisco, you told better than me. Please come and continue.
Tips 2. Find ways to grow your business faster.
If you've fallen into a rut with your business, or just haven't been growing at the rate you'd like, you need to get serious about growth.
In a truly great company, profits and cash flow become like blood and water to a healthy body. Let's look at this slide together. This means you must feed your company with the right ingredients to not only survive all phases of the business life cycle, but endlessly flourish. Healthy margins and repeat customers provide greater freedom/reinvestment of cash, while also piquing the interest of potential buyers if you decide to sell in the future. I'm talking about the value of customer loyalty. Breaking down growth into two incredibly simplified, marketing-driven goals would look like this: attract new customers for revenue growth, entice existing customers to buy more for revenue plus profit margin growth. Research shows that small business owners earn more than half of their revenue from repeat customers.
Then we will begin to grow our business based on our existing customers.
That is right. Thank you, Francisco. Let's speed up a little. Please go ahead. Tip 3. Create a customer loyalty program.
Keeping your customers coming back can be incredibly valuable for any business. That's why you may need a customer loyalty program. Creating such a program doesn't have to be expensive.
What is a customer loyalty program? A customer loyalty program is a marketing tactic that uses a system of structured rewards for customers in exchange for desired behaviors. They use the psychological principles of reciprocity, commitment and loss aversion to understand, reward and retain existing customers.
If your goal is to increase your profit margins, increase sales to existing customers, and sell additional products and services to existing customers, consider instituting a customer loyalty program as part of your sales strategy.
Tip 4. Start a blog.
Starting a blog can really help you grow your business. But you need to make the right decisions in order to have the maximum impact with your content. A good blog will bring you new customers. Thanks to the links you provide, more people will reach you. Therefore, your sales will increase. People provide you feedback through the blog. More importantly, being accessible is priceless for reliability.
Tip 5. Use Facebook.
If you want to use Facebook advertising to grow your business, you need to have clear objectives. There are several different options that can help you drive performance, depending on your company's needs. Your Facebook campaigns can also make a greater impact if you can tailor your website to those specific visitors.
People love social channels, and the latest numbers give solid proof to the concept. There are over 2 billion monthly active users on Facebook, and most of them spend more hours a day on the platform than on any other website whatsoever. As a consequence, it's only obvious to use Facebook as a solid marketing and advertising platform. Facebook is the most popular social media platform with over 79% of the Americans using it. More than half of the US residents check with their Facebook accounts several times a day. Are these numbers, combined with the fact that almost half of the users follow at least one brand page, giving proof that you should use the platform? Sure they are.
Tip 6. Don't waste time on simple social media tasks.
Though social media can be a powerful tool for businesses, it can also be a massive time waster if you're not focusing on the right things.
Social media is a staple in our daily lives, which makes it easy to take it for granted. We have to remember that while technology is a great thing, we are still interacting with people, and, as such, we need to maintain a level of appropriateness. As we continue our journey of modern communication, here are a few things to avoid. Don't engage with hackers, trolls, and other negative influences online. Battling them is, and always will be, a lost cause. If you do, you'll waste time, energy, and creativity that you could be using to build your brand and serve your customers. Don't post without proofreading. If you publish posts with careless grammar and misspellings, it will reflect poorly on your brand. Before making posts live, review what you wrote and fix mistakes. I advise reviewing the content again after you publish it because sometimes sneaky errors can slip by despite initial proofreading efforts.
Tip 7. Use the power of no for your small business.
No. How this one little word, no, will change your life. When I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I made a huge mistake. And sadly, it took me years to figure out what I was doing wrong. Can you guess what that mistake is? I was a people pleaser. I kept saying yes, especially when it came to business. Concession causes concessions. The moment you say yes, the first thing that goes through their mind is, what else can I get? And they'll keep asking more and it won't stop. Then you'll find yourself with a deal that doesn't make sense for you. So, do yourself a favor and start saying no, especially when it comes to sales. Why should you tell your customers no? Similar to sales, once people join as a customer, it's a slippery slope to keep telling them yes. The moment your client sees you move an inch, they'll take a mile. So, when they start asking for you to do things out the scope, you should say no. Even when they are small things, as it will lead to bigger asks in the future. Now, I am not saying that you shouldn't keep your clients happy. You should provide the product or service they paid for. And every once in a while, if you want to go above and beyond for them, you should. But it should be you making that decision, and not them asking for you to make it. Just for a moment, think about what I just said. If you want to go above and beyond for your customer or client when they aren't expecting, that's fine and it will make you look good. But if your customer is asking for you to go above and beyond, it will set a bad precedent. See, here's the big issue with saying yes in sales. When people are asking for more or want to pay less, please say no. People will more likely work with you and pay your price if you hold your ground.
Tip 8. Silence rule.
Silencio. Hard one. When you start a business at your desk, silence everything in your head. And before you finish what you've started, don't worry about anything else. Just finish what you've started. What prevents us the most when we work is the internet. So if you need to do research while you're working, Just do it first. Once the research is over, and once you get to work, don't go back to the internet anymore. Get rid of him. Follow the silence rule and you will thank me.
Alright, let's go with +2 tips.
Tip 9. Keep your failures to small learning experiences.
Failure is a part of running a business. But if you can keep your failures to small learning experiences rather than major problems, you should be in good shape over the long run. Hard-working people make mistakes. The important thing is to learn from our mistakes. Experience is a good teacher, but an expensive teacher. We must learn from both our own mistakes and the mistakes of others.
Tip 10. Sharpening the saw.
The last one. Sharpen the saw. Sharpening the saw. Steve Covey uses the analogy of a woodcutter who is sawing for several days straight and is becoming less and less productive. Furthermore, the process of cutting dulls the blade. So the solution is to sharpen the saw periodically. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours in sharpening the axe, Abraham Lincoln said once. Change is the master key. A man can wear out a particular part of his mind by continually using it and tiring it. The tired parts of the mind can be rested and strengthened, not merely by rest, but by using other parts. It is not enough merely to switch off the lights which play upon the main and ordinary field of interest. A new field of interest must be illuminated. It is only when new cells are called into activity that relief, repose, refreshment are afforded. I only explained the mental side of sharpening the saw. You will discover its physical, spiritual, social and emotional dimensions. Thank you guys for joining us today. That's it for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. It was a pleasure to listen to you. As usual. Thanks for everything, Professor. Life flows. We need to meet more often. Sometimes our lives go by waiting, like a station.
Our life is a constant journey, from birth to death. The landscape changes, the people change, our needs change, but the train keeps moving. Life is the train, not the station.